Have you ever wondered why some people walk into a room and instantly command respect while others struggle to be taken seriously no matter how hard they try? It's not just about charisma, status, or looks. It's about presence, integrity, and the habits we carry that either elevate us or quietly tear down the way people see us. Simon Sinek often reminds us that leadership and respect are not about authority, they're about character. And character is shaped not just by what we do, but also by what we choose not to do. If you want to earn genuine respect from others, not forced obedience or temporary admiration, but deep, lasting respect that makes people listen when you speak, trust your word, and follow your example, then it begins by removing certain habits that slowly poison your influence. So today, let's talk about the 5 habits you must remove to truly earn respect in your career, your relationships, and your life. Because respect isn't given. It's earned by who you choose to be every single day. The first toxic habit you must remove is the need to please everyone. Many of us fall into this trap without realizing it. We say yes to things we don't want to do, we smile when we feel uncomfortable, and we bend our values just to avoid conflict or to be liked. But here's the truth Simon Sinek so often points out. People don't respect those who try to please everyone. They respect those who stand for something. The need to please stems from fear, the fear of rejection, disapproval, or being misunderstood. Yet ironically, the more we try to be everything to everyone, the more invisible we become. When you set boundaries, when you say no to things that compromise your peace or values, people may not always like you, but they'll respect you because boundaries communicate self-worth. They say, I know who I am, and I don't need your validation to feel valuable. The person who knows how to say no with grace earns more respect than the one who says yes to avoid discomfort. Respect is not about being agreeable, it's about being authentic. So if you want people to take you seriously, stop trying to make everyone happy. Be kind, yes. Be compassionate, absolutely. But never lose yourself in the process. The second habit you must remove is the habit of making excuses. Excuses are the language of mediocrity. They are the armor of those afraid to face truth, and they silently destroy credibility. Every time you make an excuse, no matter how small, you're telling the world that you value comfort over accountability. Simon Sinek teaches that leaders take responsibility even when it's uncomfortable. They don't deflect blame, they own it. When something goes wrong, small minds look for excuses, great minds look for lessons. Respect is earned not through perfection, but through accountability. People admire those who can say, I made a mistake, I was wrong. But here's what I learned. That level of honesty disarms criticism and builds trust faster than any excuse ever could. The world doesn't respect those who avoid responsibility. It respects those who rise above their failures. Excuses may protect your ego for a moment, but they rob your character for a lifetime. The one who takes ownership, who learns and grows from every setback, becomes someone others look up to, not because they are flawless, but because they are fearless in facing the truth. The third destructive habit you must remove is the tendency to talk more than you listen. Respect is deeply tied to empathy, and empathy can only grow through listening. Too many people believe that speaking loudly or often earns them influence, but it's the opposite. The most respected people are not those who dominate conversations, they are the ones who make others feel heard. Listening is an act of humility. It says, your thoughts matter, your experience has value. Simon Sinek often reminds us that great leaders eat last. They put others before themselves, and that begins with listening. When you listen more than you talk, you gain perspective. You learn what drives people, what hurts them, what they need. And in return, they begin to trust you. Respect flows naturally toward those who make others feel seen and understood. So remove the habit of interrupting, of speaking to prove a point, of waiting for your turn instead of truly hearing. Listening doesn't make you weak, it makes you wise. People respect those who speak less but say more, because their words are rooted in understanding, not ego. The fourth toxic habit to remove is complaining about everything. Nothing destroys respect faster than constant negativity. We all know someone who finds fault in everything, the weather, the work, the people around them. And we also know how draining it is to be near them. Simon Sinek often talks about optimism not as blind positivity, but as a discipline, a choice to see possibility in every challenge. Complaining is the opposite. It focuses on problems, not solutions. It drains energy, both yours and others. People don't respect complainers, they respect problem solvers. Every time you complain, you reinforce the idea that you are powerless. But every time you take action, even in small ways, you remind yourself and others that you are capable. Complaining may bring temporary comfort, but it never brings change. The truth is, life is unfair. People will disappoint you. Circumstances will test you. But maturity means choosing not to live as a victim. When you stop complaining and start creating solutions, you rise above the noise. You become the kind of person others look up to when things fall apart, because while everyone else is pointing fingers, you're finding answers. Respect follows those who choose strength over self-pity. The fifth and final habit you must remove is living without integrity, saying one thing and doing another. Nothing shatters respect more than inconsistency between words and actions. Integrity is the foundation of trust, and trust is the foundation of respect. Simon Sinek often says that people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Your why is only believable when your behavior aligns with it. When you make promises and don't keep them, when you say you value honesty but lie when it's convenient, when you talk about kindness but gossip behind someone's back, people notice. They may not call you out, but they'll stop trusting you. Respect is built in silence, moment by moment, through consistency. It's in how you treat people who can't help you. It's in how you behave when no one is watching. Integrity isn't about being perfect. It's about being real, transparent, and trustworthy. It's about doing what's right even when it's hard. And when you live that way, respect doesn't just come from others. It comes from within. You start respecting yourself, and that inner respect radiates outward. Because self-respect is the seed from which all external respect grows. These 5 habits, the need to please, making excuses, talking more than you listen, complaining, and lacking integrity, are silent destroyers of influence. They rob you of presence, credibility, and power. Removing them won't happen overnight. It takes awareness and discipline. But the reward is profound. You'll notice people respond to you differently. They'll start trusting your word, seeking your opinion, following your lead. Respect is magnetic. It's not demanded. It's earned through behavior that commands it. And what's more powerful than being respected not for your title, but for your truth? Simon Sinek's teachings remind us that leadership and respect are built on something much deeper than skills or charisma. They're built on the courage to be authentic, the humility to keep learning, and the integrity to stay consistent. Earning respect isn't about controlling others. It's about mastering yourself. It's about choosing growth over comfort, responsibility over excuses, and truth over popularity. The moment you remove these 5 habits, you start transforming the energy you bring into every room, every relationship, every opportunity. You become someone people don't just like, they admire. Imagine what happens when you walk into a space and don't need to prove yourself because your actions already speak for you. When your silence carries more weight than someone else's noise. When people feel your authenticity before you even speak. That's what real respect feels like. It's quiet, steady, and powerful. You don't have to chase it. It finds you when you live by principles. Every choice, every conversation, every small act of integrity adds to your reputation. And soon, people start saying, I trust that person. I respect that person. I want to be like that person. So take a moment and reflect which of these 5 habits still live in your life. Are you saying yes too often when your heart says no? Are you still making excuses when you should be taking ownership? Are you listening to respond instead of listening to understand? Are you complaining about what you could be changing? Are you compromising your integrity to fit in or be liked? The good news is it's never too late to change. Respect is not a reward for the past. It's an invitation for the present. You earn it now, in this moment, through the choices you make. The journey to respect begins with self-respect. Start by holding yourself to the same standards you expect from others. Speak honestly. Keep your promises. Learn from your mistakes. Refuse to gossip. Stand tall even when it's hard. That's how leaders are born, not from power, but from principles. And when you live this way, something beautiful happens. You attract people of integrity, of purpose, of respect themselves. You start building circles of trust instead of competition. You move through the world with quiet confidence instead of loud insecurity. You no longer need validation because you've built something stronger, character. So if you truly want to earn respect, don't chase it. Don't perform for it. Don't beg for it. Simply remove the habits that block it and let your authentic self rise to the surface. Because at the end of the day, respect isn't about how loud you speak or how powerful you appear. It's about how deeply your presence impacts others when you simply show up as the best version of yourself. And that, as Simon Sinek would say, is what true leadership and true humanity is all about.